Question number 1. Having identified their mission, overall strategy, and critical success factors, organizations often review the internal and external factors that will contribute to their success. This analysis is often referred to as what? Theory of constraints? Absolutely not, because theory of constraint is an evaluation technique we use to improve our production, to identify bottleneck resources and streamline our production. So this is not related to overall strategy evaluation. Wrong. Brainstorming. Brainstorming, basically, it's a technique we use to generate different ideas. So this is not an evaluation technique. Balanced scorecard review. No. Balanced scorecard, basically, it summarizes different measures of achievement of critical success factor. So it does not represent the objective review of internal and external forces. So it's not what we are looking for. SWOT analysis, absolutely right. SWOT analysis is evaluation of internal and external factors, and this is what we refer to as SWOT: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So this is absolutely the correct option. Under which of the following conditions is the supplier most able to influence or control the buyers? Where the suppliers are powerful. Let us evaluate each option separately. When the supplier's products are not differentiated. Incorrect. Because if the supplier's products are not differentiated, everyone is selling similar products. Then how do you exercise influence? When your products are not differentiated, buyers will be totally indifferent from which supplier they purchase from, A, B, or C. Right? Firms are selling identical products, so your product is not unique. There are many substitutes there, so you do not have power. So that's why A is not right. What about B? When the supplier does not face threat of substitute product. Yes, here you are strong. When there are few good substitute of your product, then you have the market power. As a result, you are better able to control your buyers and you can act as a price setter. So you are strong here. So that makes B to be the correct option. Apparently, let us see the other options also. When the industry is controlled by a large number of companies. Well, when there are large number of firms, no single firm has the market power. So in this case, there will either be perfect competition or monopolistic competition. So you will not have the power to influence your buyers. So this is wrong. When the purchasing industry is an important customer to the supplying industry. Now, you are the supplier. If the purchasing industry is an important customer of you, one of your important customers, then the purchasing industry, those who buy from you, they will have market power. So this will reduce my ability to influence or control my customers. So this is again incorrect. When do differentiation strategies fail? The firm's product appeals to different people for different reasons. Here, the differentiation strategy will be successful. Customers are able to see or perceive a value in the firm's product compared with products of other firms. Here, differentiation strategies will succeed. What about D? Various rival firms have chosen different features on which to differentiate their products. So your product is different. So that means here your differentiation strategy is more likely to succeed. What about B? The value of the firm's differentiation premium does not exceed its cost. See, basically the cost is more. So when the cost is more, that means your profits will decrease and you will lose competitive advantage. And here, differentiation strategy will fail. So B is the right option. Michael E. Porter identified 5 forces that affect profitability. We know them in detail. We discussed this in detail. Which of the following was not, mind the word, not one of those forces? Existence of substitute product, it is. Bargaining power of customer, it is one of those 5 forces. And barriers to market entry, it is. But this existence of complementary good, this was not one of those 5 forces. Hence, this is our right option. Which of the following is not considered a factor that increases the bargaining power of customers? Okay, let us discuss one by one. Much information is available to customers to compare and contrast features of all products on the market. This will clearly give the customers the power, the edge, the bargaining power. So this is, we are looking for the one that doesn't. So A does give bargaining power to the customer. One group of customers make up a large volume of the firm's businesses. Your customers are strong. So here, it does provide power to your customers. Buyers have low switching cost of changing products, so they have to get stuck with you. So they will bargain, they will demand lower prices. So here, customers are strong. They get bargaining power. What about the firm is unable to change suppliers easily? When you are unable to change your suppliers easily, that is a factor that increases the bargaining power of suppliers. So, no customers. This increases the bargaining power of suppliers, not the bargaining power of customers. So that is what we are looking for. We were looking for the one that is not considered a factor that increases the bargaining power of the customer. Factors internal to the organization that impact strategy and are sources of strength and weaknesses include all of the following except. Okay, let us discuss. Marketing effectiveness, how effectively you are doing your marketing. So this is basically an internal factor. How well you are doing your marketing, this is an internal factor. Competence of management, internal to a business. Innovation of the product lines, this is again an internal one. Regulations and laws, clearly this is an external dimension. This would be a part of opportunities, either an opportunity or a threat. So D is the right option. Okay, it says which of the following is not, mind the word not. So which of the following is not considered a factor that increases the bargaining power of customers? I think we have just done this, but I think the options are different. Much information is available to customers to compare and contrast features of all products on the market. This will give strength to the customers. This will give strength. So this is not what we're looking for. One group of customers makes up a large volume of the firm's business. So customers are strong. Customer gain bargaining power. Strategic alliances have been formed with suppliers and other firms. This is something we need to discuss. When there are strategic alliances between suppliers and other firms, the bargaining power of the supplier increases, not the customers. Not the customers, and that's what we were looking for. What about D? Several alternate suppliers of the product exist. When there are many suppliers, customers are free to go. Customers are strong. Customers' bargaining power increases. We are looking for the one that doesn't. We got the answer C. Which of the following statement regarding the existence of substitute products is true? We need to look for the true statement. Let us move in the reverse order. If substitutes have equal performance and are priced at or below the firm's product, the competitive force of substitute with respect to the firm is weak. Wrong. When the products are so close to each other, so there will be more competitiveness, there will be more rivalry. So this statement is false. It would have been correct had this word been the word strong. If many close substitutes exist, buyers have little choice of products. Wrong. They have more choice, more substitutes available. So buyers have more choice of products and may be willing to pay a higher price for the products that are available. Why would they pay more price when there are many substitutes exist? This statement is false. When the cost of buyers switching to new product is high, customers find it difficult to move to the new suppliers. The effect of substitutes on the competitiveness environment of the firm is high. Wrong. If you change this high with low, then the statement will be correct. When the cost of buyers switching to new product is low, the effect of substitutes on the competitive environment of the firm is high. Or if you want to keep this high, then you have to keep this low, not the same, right? So it's going to be either low high or high low can't exist in the form they are. So this is a wrong statement. Then what about option A? It says the impact of substitutes will have more of an effect on the competitive environment of the firm if the substitutes are readily available for customers to obtain. If they are readily available, then this is true. The impact of substitute will have more effect. So this is a true statement. A is the right answer. Patents are granted in order to encourage firms to invest in research and development of new products. Agree? Patents are an example of what? If you hold patents, that means only you can make that product. So that will basically provide you protection from other new entrants. So basically it's a barrier to entry. So that would make B to be the correct option. Which of the following statement regarding the existence of substitute product is correct? Okay. The impact of substitutes will have more of an effect on the competitive environment of a firm if the substitutes are difficult for customers to obtain. This statement is incorrect because if you just replace the word easily available, right? If the products are easily available, readily available, change the word difficult to readily available, then this statement is correct. The impact of substitutes will have more of an effect on the competitive environment of a firm if the substitutes are readily available for customers to obtain. In that case, competitive environment will become more intense. So because of this difficult word, this statement is false. When the cost of buyers switching to new products is high, the effect of substitutes on the competitive environment of the firm is high. This is exactly the similar option we had in the previous question. Either it is high, then this has to be low, or conversely speaking, if this is low, then this has to be high. It can't be high, high or low, low at the same time. We discussed the logic. I'm sure you would remember. So this statement is false. If few substitutes exist, just few substitutes are in the market, buyers have little choice of the products, true, and may be willing to pay higher price for those products that are available. This is a perfect statement, true statement, hence is our right answer. What about D? If few substitutes exist, buyers may have a limit on the maximum price that they are willing to pay. Wrong. They will be willing to spend as much they want because there are just few substitutes. Wrong statement. I don't need to read it any further. Because when there are few substitutes, you will be willing to pay premium pricing for it. So this statement is false as well. Next. When do cost leadership strategies fail? Buyers have large amounts of bargaining power in the market. Buyers are strong, so here cost strategy will be successful. Heavy price competition exists in the market, so you are producing at the low cost, so your cost leadership strategy would be successful. New entry firms are able to influence buyers to switch to their products by cutting the price of their products for a period of time in an effort to gain market share and increase profits. Again, firms can easily enter in the market, but you are able to maintain your cost leadership status. Resultantly, you can afford to sell at low price. So here cost leadership strategy would also be successful. Where it will fail, buyers become less price sensitive. They are willing to pay more price and they can go to other suppliers irrespective where you have a lower cost than others. This strategy of cost leadership strategy will fail here. Buyers become less price sensitive. They don't care about the price and start to have brand loyalty, so they will move away from you. Your cost leadership strategy is not going to work here. I hope it makes perfect sense. Next. Which of the following statements regarding competitive advantage is not correct? Okay, let's discuss. The two major forms of competitive advantage are differentiation and cost leadership. This is a true statement. If the total cost of a firm are less than those of close rivals, then the firm has competitive market advantage, cost leadership. So true statement. Cost leadership advantage may be best obtained by a firm when it builds market share, larger market share, or matches the price to its rivals. This is again a true statement. Correct. Differentiation advantage may best be obtained by a firm when it builds market share or decreases its price. You are having a differentiation strategy. Why would you reduce your price? That doesn't make sense. Differentiation strategy would work when you are able to increase your price because your product is different than others. So this statement is false. In the long run, a firm may experience increasing returns to scale. Increasing return, you give less input, you get more output as a result. So it is due to what? The principle of substitution. What is this principle? This principle states that people will more likely shift their buying from relatively expensive items to the cheaper ones. People would like to buy cheaper ones. Thus, if the price of a product falls, people will more likely buy more and more of those items rather than the expensive items. So this is nothing to do with experience increasing return to scale. Law of diminishing returns. This is incorrect because law of diminishing returns, it is studied in economics. It states that an increase in labor or capital beyond a certain point will give you less than proportionate increase in production. Let's say if you increase your labor by 10%, your production goes up, but only by 7%. You increase your capital by 10%, so we are expecting an increase in production, at least proportionally, but the production goes up only by 5%. So less than proportionate increase by introducing labor and capital. This is called law of diminishing returns. We are not talking about this. Comparative advantage. Comparative advantage, this concept is studied in economics. What this concept is, principle of comparative advantage states that if there are two countries, country A and country B, country A is more efficient in producing good X, country B is more efficient in producing good Y. So instead of just focusing within their own economies, they should trade with each other. This would increase GDP in both countries. This would increase employment. So this is good for both countries. So this is not what we are looking for. Economies of scale. Yes, this is it. What is economies of scale? When a business increases its scale of production, the average cost turns to fall. Right? So economy of scale result in when you increase your level of production, to a certain extent, your average cost starts falling. You become more productively efficient. You experience increasing return to scale. You are able to purchase material at a low cost. This is called purchasing economies of scale. You are able to take loan from the bank at the lower interest rate. That is called the financial economies of scale. You are able to employ more efficient machinery. That is called technological economies or technical economies of scale. You are able to hire competent professionals, professional managers who will run your business more efficiently. This is called managerial economies of scale. You are able to take on more risks. This is called risk-bearing economies of scale. So many benefits. And that's your answer. What is strategic planning? Strategic planning establishes the general direction of the organization. Absolutely correct. It establishes the resources that the plan will require. This is incorrect because strategic plan, it will not establish the resources that will be required. This basically is the implementation part of your strategic plan, not the strategic planning itself. It establishes the budget for the organization. This is wrong. Strategic planning, it doesn't establish budget for the organization. Budgets are even further down implementation plan. They are more detailed, more at the departmental level rather than the strategic level. So this is wrong. It consists of decisions to use parts of organization resources in a specified way. How you will use your resources, this is not strategic planning. This is a part of your implementation phase. So this is not it. So the correct option is option A. Which of the following is not an external, mind the word, not an external factor that directly affects the competitive environment of the firm? Barriers to market entry, this is internal to the industry. Bargaining power of suppliers, again it's an internal factor of the industry, the competitive environment. Existence of substitute products, this is again internal. Political issues, clearly they are external factors that affect the overall industry, not just the competitive environment in which you are operating. So this is the correct option. C is the right answer. Which of the following is not correct regarding best cost provider strategy? Let us see one by one. The overall lowest cost in the industry is not a viable option in the best cost strategies because the firm could not compete profit-wise with its differentiation strategy. That is true. Through differentiation, you can charge premium pricing, and if you are focusing lowest cost strategy, that might not go in your best interest. It's a true statement. When generic products are not acceptable to buyers, yet they still remain price sensitive to value they are receiving for their money, the best cost strategy may work well. Exactly. Being the lowest cost, you will be able to still make some profit out of it. True. The best cost strategy is a combination of the benefits of cost leadership and the differentiation strategies. I'm sure you would have gone through the text. It's a true statement. Then it has to be D. The best cost strategy strives to have the firm evaluate and change its value chain such that it can achieve the highest cost. Why highest cost? Why highest cost? Best cost strategy results in lowest cost, not highest. I'm going to scrap this option just because of the single word, and hence this is the statement that is not correct. D is the right answer. Which of the following is not true regarding strategic plans? Various levels of organization will implement strategic plans differently. This is true. Continual re-evaluation and revision of strategic plan is necessary. Yes, you may have to revise your plan as things unfold. True. Strategic plans will vary by segment based on the characteristic of each segment. Absolutely true. Customization. All these are true. A, B, D are correct. What about C? The process of strategic planning begins with the creation of plan. This is false. It begins with defining what the firm's vision is for the future. What is the firm's mission? And then it starts. So this is not what that you immediately start with the plan. It starts with vision and mission statement. And then we go along setting goals and objectives for the business. This is a false statement, hence our right option. When does competition not become an even stronger force impacting the profitability of the firm? Again, statement is little twisted. When competition doesn't become an even stronger force impacting the profitability of a firm. Various firms use various types of strategic plans. In this case, there will be more competition. It does. Competition becomes stronger. Customers do not have strong brand preferences. They can move here and there, so your customers might be taken away by someone else. So the competition becomes even stiffer. The market is not growing fast, so the firms will be competing with each other. So in all these ABC, firms' competition will be stronger. The costs of exiting the market are less than the cost of continuing to operate. It costs you less to get out of the market. So get out of the market. So when the cost of exiting is low, the cost of continuing operation is high, so you will come out of the market. So in this case, the competition will not be stronger. You will simply come out of the market. So that makes D to be the correct option. Okay. When does competition not become an even stronger force impacting the profitability of a firm? The market consists of several equal-sized firms fiercely fighting with each other. So here there will be more competition. Customers do not have strong brand preferences. They will fight with each other. Firms will fight with each other, so the competition would be stronger. When the market is fast growing, firms don't need to fight with each other for customers. It happens when the market is not growing, firms compete. But when the market is growing, then the level of competition would be lesser. The cost of exiting the firm exceeds the cost of continuing to operate. It costs you more to exit, since it is maybe the disposal cost of your plant and machinery. The disposal value is very limited. You will incur a lot of loss on disposal. So instead of just exiting, you would stay. So when the cost of exiting is higher and the cost of continuing to operate is less, in this case, the competition would be higher. So this is the situation where the competition tends to be lower. C is the right option. Which of the following statement regarding competitive advantage is not true? The two major forms of competitive advantage are product differentiation and cost leadership. It's true. Cost leadership advantage may best be obtained by a firm when the firm builds market share or matches the price of its rival. True. We have read the theory. It's true statement. Differentiation advantage may best be obtained by a firm when the firm builds market share or increases its price. It is again true as per our overview of this specific topic. If the manufacturing costs of a firm are less than those of close rivals, then the firm has a competitive market advantage. No, this is not true. Maybe if your manufacturing cost is less than rival, doesn't mean you get the competitive advantage. The firm competitive advantage will come when the total cost, not just the manufacturing cost, your total cost will have to be less than the competing businesses. Only then you will have the competitive market advantage. Manufacturing cost is just one part of the the cost structure of the business. So this statement is false. Economic theory identifies two basic types of goods: inferior goods and the superior goods. As consumers' income rises, a lower percentage of earnings are expected or expended on the inferior goods, while a higher percentage of earnings are spent on the superior goods. Makes sense? Overall strategies for achieving organizational mission would most likely match with the types of goods as follows. Cost leadership strategies. What are cost leadership strategies? Cost leadership strategies involves when the firm seek to capture the market share through maintaining the lowest cost, right? And differentiation strategies, on the other hand, where the firm seek to capture market share by demonstrating product value, being able to produce and offer differently than the competing businesses. So let us see these options one by one. Cost leadership strategies for superior goods. Why superior goods normally result in differentiation strategy? I'm going to cancel this out. It should be cost leadership strategies for inferior goods and differentiation strategies for superior goods. This is totally opposite way around. Look at this option B. Cost leadership strategies for inferior goods, yes. Differentiation strategy for superior goods. This is perfectly right arrangement of things. I'm not going to go any further because this is the right option. Moving on. A firm is in heavy competition with the rival firm, and its rivals are consistently able to effectively respond to changes in consumer preferences by making strategic moves in an effort to win over the buyers and gain competitive advantage. Your competitors are very smart. Now, which of the 5 forces that affect the competitive environment and profitability of the firm does this best demonstrate? Barriers to entry. We don't see any barriers. Your competing businesses are very smart. B. Market competitiveness. Yes, that's true. That is the absolutely correct statement. Your competing businesses are smart. They are responding more quickly to the changing business circumstances. Hence, they are gaining the ground. So you are lagging behind. Existence of substitute products. There is no mention of any substitute products. And bargaining power of customer. We don't have any reference to it here as well. Price discrimination is accomplished most effectively in the markets with which of the following characteristics? Price discrimination means you charge different prices to different customers in different markets. So where it is most effectively accomplished? Fairly distinct segment of the market, where the market is segmented and customers cannot move from one segment to another. So you may charge different prices of the same product in different markets. So that is true. Look no further, but let us look further. High competition that generates many price changes. High competition is simply going to make it less likely that the seller will be able to influence prices. You are not in command. There are many competing businesses, so you can't enforce price competition, price discrimination. This is wrong. Advanced technology capabilities that determine optimal pricing. Well, that might be a way to set your pricing, but this may not help you achieve price discrimination, charging different prices in different markets. Excess capacity that meets high demand at different price levels. If the firm has excess capacity, it means its position is weaker when it comes to negotiating prices, because it is more desperate to make full use of its excess capacity and want to sell at lower prices. So here our bargaining position is weaker. So this is the wrong option. The manufacturer of high-priced car emphasizes the prestige, performance and safety of the vehicle. The strategy pursued by the manufacturer can be best characterized as cost leadership. No, this is not cost leadership. See, prestige, performance and safety, that's for the differentiation strategy, not the cost one. So this is wrong. A is incorrect. What about B? Cost leadership. No. Cost leadership focuses on a small segment of buyers that would be willing to pay more price. So this basically is not correct. Differentiation focused on broad range of buyers. That is true. Differentiation focused prestige, performance and safety. Here the manufacturer is able to differentiate its product from the other competing businesses. So this differentiation of product is focused on a broad range of buyers. So this is our right option.